Okay, so this is hi, it's me. Anyways, this is going to be a very different type of a video. In this video, I'm going to be explaining the factions of Star Wars. Start from the sequels to the prequels. Now, what I'll be explaining is their effectiveness in an all-out warfare between every faction. How would they fare with each other? Obviously, I'm going to be saying from worst to best. I'm going by worst to best. But before I even start, I want to lay out some ground rules real quick. So, first rule is there's no naval fleet or navy or spaceships. I don't know what you call them. Because simple as it is, they are way more complex than anything. They are just in their own right. They deserve a separate video, and it's just complicated to talk about the Navy fleet of Star Wars because there's many different types of ships, and then we'll be here all day. Anyways, second rule: I will not be including any super weapons, any such. Super weapons are including Star Destroyers. I don't know why I say Death Destroyers. Star Destroyers, Super Death Destroyers. I think it's Super Star Destroyers. Super Star Destroyers, I meant. Wait, I said, oh my goodness. Death Star. No Death Star, no anything such. Because at that point, that'll be the First Order versus the Galactic Empire, which is very boring. Okay, third rule. There will be no Force-sensitive characters, no main characters, no named characters, so no Captain Rex, no Captain Cody, no Anakin, no Obi-Wan, no Luke Skywalker, no Darth Vader, Palpatine, none of that. Just simple infantry units and their vehicles. Fourth rule, I already said it, 3 seconds ago. Vehicles are included, mostly ground vehicles, right? So no air combat, because they're technically space combat too, because they could be in space. So I'm going by Battlefront 2 rules, like the classic one, that I don't know, just X-Wings, TIE Fighters, Navy, they count, right? That's what I'm going off by, right? So, yeah. Let's see, I think that's all, so might as well get started. So, in last place, the worst military-ish, is the New Republic. The New Republic, honestly, just sucks. That's the best way I can say it. They suck. They suck because, really, they don't have a military. They did have it at the start of, in the start of the military, the government. But the only battle they actually fought was the Battle of Jakku, which was a battle where they were fighting a crippled Galactic Empire. The Galactic Empire was broken, was beaten. It was just gone practically. So that's not really a defeat. I mean, technically it is because they have a Ravager, but still, And really, after that, they just got one-shotted by the First Order, which is very unimpressive. And compared to everything else, they get mollywopped. So, yeah, that's all I have to say about the New Republic. Second to last is the Resistance. If you don't know what the Resistance are a I keep stuttering. You could tell English is not my first language. The Resistance are paramilitary group. There we go. I already said it. Of the New Republic. They are off-branch. They are mercenaries, technically. Not really. Not at all. I don't know why I said that. But they work outside the jurisdiction of the New Republic out of any government. They are the detectives, the spies, the CIA-ish, not really, of the New Republic. And they were combating a new upcoming First Order. So, they suck again. they are way better than the New Republic because they actually fought a lot of battles. But like, they were getting beaten to a pulp by a fairly weak First Order. I will have to say so myself. A downgrade, if anything, towards like a Galactic Empire copy. So yeah, they. I don't even remember what they did in the sequels. Like, the only one I know was, I think it was Rise of Skywalker. No, that's the last one. Fallen Order? No, that's a video game. I forgot which one it was. You guys know the ATM-6, where it's like the, big ones, the big AT-ATs one, with the, like, cannon on top, the ATM-6. Like, that movie. I forgot what it was called. But that's the only time I could remember them fighting. That's all. I don't remember, other than like the Force Awakens one where they're like being invaded by First Order. But the only time they did fight was Navy. I'm just calling them Navy because it's so much easier. The Navy combat in space. That's like, I think it was Skywalker. No, it was the same movie. It was like the same movie, and we barely get to see anything. It was just like, it was just Navy combat, so it's boring. They were just, I don't know, they were just getting mollywopped, and again, like, compare everything else, every other military, they suck. Alright, third, now, I think it was, our next up on our list, I'm just gonna say that, is the Rebel Alliance. As much as I love the Rebel Alliance, not as much as Stormtroopers, but they look cooler in my opinion. Anyways, I love them, the Rebel Alliance, as well as the Empire. I love what they believe, but yeah, they're not really good. Their tactics are just hit and run practically, which will not be a good thing in this battle because I'll explain later after I'm done. But it will not work, especially for one specific faction. They just get mollywopped. Like, it's not even funny. The top three just mollywop every single faction. It's just crazy how powerful they are. I don't know how to. Okay, I'm gonna stop the glazing. Let's talk about the Rebels. Yes, the Rebels were successful in taking down the Galactic Empire, mostly because of Leia and Luke Skywalker. Other than that, we don't really see that much good feats come from the Rebels. Right in the first movie, like, some Rebel guards got killed immediately. So that's not saying much. And while yes, in Endor they did use guerrilla tactics, they got help from the Ewoks. I mean, they're not really rebels. They're just, I don't know, you call them animals? They're technically animals. But yeah, that has to go there. That has to go the third worst one. Now in the middle, I think it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, in fourth place has to go to the First Order. The First Order is a huge improvement on everything I just said. They do have a functioning military. They do have actual like walkers that aren't just like leftovers or just stolen practically. They do have functioning walkers like AT-ATs, the AT-M6, which is a huger and buffier version of the AT-AT, which is already a buffer version of the AT-ST. Right? They have that, and they have the training too, because in lore, the First Order Stormtroopers were practically born to fight. They were born to die for what they believe. That's like the whole reason. They were formed. Okay, I'm gonna get like how they were formed. They were formed after the Battle of Jakku. The Battle of Jakku, like I said, it was the last ever standing like stronghold of the Empire for now, like the actual ones. Meanwhile, like that was more all of their forces. Some of them decided to go to the unknown region and start anew. I talked about the unknown region before. Oh no, my lighting. Ah, sorry. The unknown region. Okay, I'm not gonna fix that. Anyways, then they started repopulating or whatever. They started training the soldiers, train kids into making stormtroopers practically. In movies, in The Force Awakens, in like the beginning, they are seen way more better at aiming, but their numbers are so small compared to the Galactic Empire, which has thousands upon thousands of soldiers, maybe even millions. Right? Skill can only bring you so much when numbers are involved, right? Like one guy isn't gonna beat one skilled shooter isn't gonna beat, I don't know, like 40 untrained civvies, untrained soldiers. Maybe it could, maybe it would, I don't know. But yeah. That's all I have to say about the First Order. They get carried heavily by Kylo and Palpatine because he somehow survived. Yeah. They do have a special variant in the Skywalker, this last sequel film, where they get like red armor and supposedly that's supposed to be blast resistant. I haven't seen the movie, I'll be honest. So, yeah. Now, in third place, like the actual third place, in third place, the Galactic Empire. They are powerful. I like the Galactic Empire because they look cool. That's all. They were formed after the fall of the Galactic Republic, which was orchestrated by Palpatine. So, yeah. Most of you probably know that by now. Most of you know how the Galactic Empire was formed. Republic, maybe separatists, maybe not. I don't know. I'll still explain Anyways, they were the first ones to come up with the ATSTs. Yeah, that's all I know. I know they have like the special variants, or there was like the ATSTs, but they had like a mortar or artillery top. I forgot what they were called. I think it was ATs. I'm not gonna guess. It was like, I don't know. I think it was ASA. I think it was something like that. It showed up in Han Solo movie. I forgot what it's called. Anyways, the Galactic Empire had so much more numbers. They beat the First Order primarily because of numbers. Like I said, skill can only take you so far when numbers are in account. And the Galactic Empire mollywops the First Order, mostly because of skill, commands, and numbers. Right? Well, yes, some commanders are so much greater than others. I have to say, they are good, right? They're smart. Most of them, at least. And contrary to the most popular belief, Stormtroopers are not just dumb. That's what I'm going to stick with. They're not dumb, right? They don't miss intentionally. If in the, I think it was the New Hope, Star Wars New Hope, Obi-Wan himself stated, only go short. There was like this destroyed vehicle. That's what I'm saying with. I don't know how I forgot that. They saw this destroyed vehicle. It had like shots. It had like bullets, blasters on it. I don't know. It had blaster wounds, I guess. Right? Obi-Wan himself stated, only sharpshooters like the Stormtroopers, something like that, could hit something like this. They are skilled, right? And there is variants that are way more skilled, like the Scout Troopers, which, well, yes, are technically variants. I'm still counting them because we seen them in the new, I think it was the last Jet. No. I forgot what it's called. The one where they're based on or the last movie, in the 7th movie. You know what I mean? You know, with the Endor, the speeder bikes. So, yeah. They are skilled sharpshooters, contrary to popular belief. Right? I will explain that in another video. But, just for now, trust me. Just trust me on that word. Number 2 spot is very controversial because I don't know. It's just that you don't expect it. The second place goes to the Galactic Republic. Yes, I know they are clones and were genetically birthed by a bounty hunter, a very skilled bounty hunter, and were trained from birth. But again, like I said multiple times, skill can only take you so far when numbers are in account. They had a couple thousand soldiers, which it sounds a lot until you put in the Separatists, which has maybe even millions, maybe even billions, and for really stretching, quintillions of soldiers. Yeah, they can't take you so far. They do have specialized units. The 102 division, they had the 701s, I think, 701st, yeah, there we go, 701st division. They had the Temple Guards, they had a lot of other stuff, right? They had commandos, I think they're called. The big, hefty guys, you know. Yeah, I think they're called commandos, which are very skilled and pretty hand-picked themselves. I'm counting those because I'm counting, you know, they technically are in the military. So, yeah, they do have ATTEs and ATs. Those, like, marker ones is, like, very weak. And the problem with the walking one, the ones I just mentioned, it's just a bike with legs. That's the honest truth. It's a bike with legs and a gun in like the cockpit, sort of. You could easily get shot. Like, there is no helping you. The reason why I put these guys in second and not first, because they heavily also rely on Navy fleet. That's how they won the Battle of Geonosis. They cut off the Separatists from getting more soldiers in there and practically mollywhopping them. Right. I think that's also a problem with every other faction, was that they rely on Navy fleet to, like, discard reinforcements or anything. But without that, there is hope. There is no hope. I'll be honest. That sounds very depressing. It is a little. There is no hope that they will win. Because number one is the Separatists. The Separatists, like I stated before, maybe have millions upon millions of soldiers, drones technically. They have different variants. There is the B2 battle droids. They are just droidicas, which ourselves are just pain to deal with, because the droidicas themselves have like this shield that just like is practically impossible. Like, you have to go up close, right? Which is just it's risky. What I'm saying, the Separatists were created because they felt like, because the people involved just felt like the Republic just didn't care for them, and they were just marketed. They were greedy. Some of them were greedy. They wanted money, more power, so they joined in. I got 2 minutes left. Yeah, that's how they were formed. And unlike most, they do heavily rely on ground troops, right? Their ground vehicles aren't really vehicles. They are drones themselves, so if they get shot, they could just continue firing. They don't have to repair, right? They don't feel fear. They don't feel anything. Well, maybe feel something because Clone Wars gave them a little humanity, right? They weren't like Terminators, right? It's just mindless drones. Numbers alone, they mollywhop every other faction because of just the numbers and droidicas, B2 battle droids, all those sorts, the spider walkers, the spider bots, the big ones and the small ones, all of them, right? The sniper droidicas, all those guys, right? So, got 30 minutes, 30 seconds left. Anyways, that's my list. Feel free to disagree. I definitely missed a lot of information. I got 20 seconds left. Anyways, if you have any suggestions on what I should do next, leave it in the comments. If I don't see you tomorrow, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. Have a nice day. Bye.